Okay, what is up? WWE Evolution literally just finished. Like, it's literally going off the air right now, but I want to get this video out as soon as possible. Only 7 matches on this show, so they ended it about 30 minutes sooner than most WWE shows do, which is fine. But let's just get right into these matches. First match of the night was Lita and Trish Stratus versus Alicia Fox and Mickie James. Unfortunately, Alexa Bliss was not cleared in time for Evolution, which really sucks because, like, no matter how you feel about Alexa Bliss, there's no denying that she's been a huge factor in the women's division, like, the last 3.5 years since she's been called up. So the fact that she wasn't able to actually participate in a match on this historic event, it really sucks. But Trish and Lita both looked fantastic. They definitely not a lot of ring rust. Overall, a decent enough match to kick off the show. You know, crowd was really into it. You know, it was the nostalgia trip of seeing Lita and Trish, you know, pull out all their regular moves. Although the main talking point of this match is Trish Stratus hits Stratusfaction on Mickie James. Ref counts 1, 2, and then just stops, and then Alicia Fox dives in and breaks it up. So Alicia Fox missed her cue by a good, 2-3 seconds. And then the match just was really quickly wrapped up after that. Lita hit a double moonsault on both Mickie and Alicia. And then chick kick from Stratus, and it was over. Next was the 20 Women Battle Royal. The winner of this match gets a future title shot against the champion of their brand. We had the likes of Nia Jax, Ember Moon, Tamina, some legends including Molly Holly, Ivory, Michelle McCool, Kelly, a couple of others. I don't know, the match went about 20 minutes or so, I think. Couple of interesting little spots. Ivory and Carmella having a dance break right in the middle of the ring because, I don't know, I guess you gotta fill time. Mandy Rose eliminating Sonya Deville after they worked together for a thing about 4 eliminations. That's probably not going to go anywhere just because they've done this before where people eliminate their friends in battle royals and it never goes anywhere. So our final 4 was Asuka, Ember Moon, Nia Jax, and Tamina. And any of them deserve. Like, I was fine with any of those 4 winning because Tamina's been really good since she's come back. Nia Jax is, just this. She's an irresistible force or whatever. Ember Moon is just fucking fantastic. Asuka is fantastic and really needs time to revitalize her career. But then Asuka goes out 4th. She was eliminated by Ember Moon after a weird spot. Asuka went for her hip attack thing. Ember moved. Asuka got caught up in the ropes. Super kick from Ember Moon, pulls her out of the ropes, throws her over the top rope. That's that. Then Ember Moon hits an Eclipse on Tamina, throws her out, and then we're down to Nia Jax and Ember Moon. They go back and forth for a couple minutes, and Nia throws Ember over the top rope, but she's able to hold on. As she's trying to pull Nia Jax out of the ring, Zelina Vega sneaks in and dumps them both over. And it's the whole, I won, because I didn't actually see them hit the ground, but I think I won. And then Nia Jax comes in, grabs her, launches her out over the top rope. Ember Moon takes a run at Nia Jax. Nia Jax just hits her with a spine buster and throws her over the top rope. Nia Jax wins. I guess, I don't know, it's almost like they're building, that no one is on this, no one can stop Ronda Rousey except for someone who themselves can't be stopped. So I guess we're getting Nia Jax versus Ronda Rousey again, which, okay, fine, whatever. I'm not that upset about it. I'm just hoping that if Ronda beats Nia, then we finally get Ember Moon versus Ronda Rousey or Ruby Riott versus Ronda Rousey. I think the Riot Squad rivalry with Ronda Rousey would be pretty cool. So again, a decent enough match. The next match was Io Shirai, versus Toni Storm. to decide the winner of the Mae Young Classic. This was a match that had a lot of potential if it was given enough time, which it just wasn't. It did not get anywhere near the amount of time it needed. It only went about 10 minutes or so, 10, 12 minutes. A couple of really awesome spots. Toni Storm hit a German suplex on the apron to Io Shirai. That looked really sick. Then Io hit a Asai moonsault or whatever the heck they call it. I don't know how it's pronounced. To the outside on Toni Storm. That was a really cool spot. End of the match came. Io goes for her finisher, the Asai moonsault. Toni Storm gets her knees up, hits her with the Storm Zero, which is essentially a Tiger Bomb or a Tiger Driver. 1, 2, 3, and it's over. Yeah, both women have great potential to be huge stars in NXT and the main roster. I feel like Toni Storm will probably do better on the main roster than Io Shirai, just because WWE's history with Japanese talent, especially the last couple of years, has not been good. Asuka has just been a complete joke since WrestleMania. Shinsuke Nakamura hasn't defended the U.S. title since he won it at SummerSlam. So yeah, Toni Storm's the winner of the Mae Young Classic. Decent enough match. It just needed a bit more time. Then was the Riot Squad versus Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Natalya. And this match actually surprised me. I did not think it was going to be all that good, but it was good. It had a couple of really awesome spots. Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan hit a Doomsday device on Sasha Banks. That was a really sweet spot. They had like this whole 5-minute spot where the Riot Squad was just laying into Sasha Banks. Like they were just destroying her. Like tag team move after tag team move. Then Ruby Riott went up to the top rope and was looking for the senton bomb, and Bayley laid on top of Sasha, took the senton bomb, for whatever reason, I guess because, I don't know, to prove that they're friends and everything. And then, yeah, they hit a couple more tag team moves on Sasha. Sasha was able to get to her corner, tagged in Natalya, and then they just put the boots to Liv Morgan. They first hit another Doomsday device kind of thing on Liv Morgan, and then Bayley hit an elbow drop, and then did this crazy suicide dive through the bottom rope like Austin Aries. Takes out the rest of the Riot Squad. Bayley, I think, landed on her head or something. And then Sasha hit a frog splash because Eddie Guerrero was her favorite. 1, 2, 3, match over. For me, Liv Morgan was the MVP of this match. Her character work is fantastic. I have a soft spot for Liv Morgan. I love her to death. But she was fantastic in this match. The Riot Squad is definitely the best, like probably the 3 best women in the women's division right now. Not like on their own. Like together, their teamwork and their character work is just fantastic. Next was Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's Championship. And oh my god, I almost blew a freaking gasket at the end of this match. Talk about the match first. The match itself, very good match. Shayna Baszler's heel work is fantastic. I don't personally think she's a good wrestler. Like, she's good enough. But it feels like she gets carried in a lot of her matches, especially her matches against Ember Moon and both of her matches against Kairi Sane. But yeah, her character work is just really, really good. I love Kairi Sane. She is fun as hell to watch. She flies around that ring like a buzzsaw. It's crazy. Love the whole pirate gimmick thing. And then the end of the match came, and Jesus. Yeah, it's... Oh, fuck. The finish was like, it made sense. Like, the finish made sense. I just didn't like it. So basically what happened was Kairi Sane and Shayna Baszler were fighting outside the ring. Kairi sent Shayna into the crowd or whatever, into the front row, and took out some crowd members. Kairi pulls her out of the crowd, and as Kairi goes to get her back in the ring, one of the chicks that's not around Ronda Rousey, part of this whole 4 horsewomen thing, I don't know their names. I honestly don't care enough to know their names. Grabs Kairi by the hair. Kairi hits her with a spinning back fist and goes to go back in the ring. As she goes to go for a springboard, the other one jumps the barricade and tries to take a swing at Kairi. Kairi blocks her, hits her with a spinning back fist. And then Shayna locks in the Kirifuda clutch or whatever. And they almost redo the spot from the last TakeOver show where Kairi shifts her weight and puts herself on top of Shayna to pin her shoulders down, but she only gets a 2 count this time. Shayna pushes her towards the ropes, and then one of Shayna's friends kicks Kairi in the head. Shayna locks in the Kirifuda clutch. Kairi's in it about for a minute, and then Kairi passes out, and Shayna is the first 2-time NXT Women's Champion. It's just really frustrating. Because NXT has so many good women wrestlers in their division. They have Candice LeRae, they have Bianca Belair, they have Dakota Kai, they have Mia Yim, Nikki Cross, Lacey Evans. But the only person that's been pushed since Ember Moon left is Shayna Baszler. Kairi Sane was guaranteed a title match because she won the Mae Young Classic. So now they're gonna do Kairi Sane against Shayna Baszler again, probably at War Games, which poses an interesting chance. WWE could do Shayna Baszler and her 2 cronies versus Kairi Sane, Io Shirai, and Mia Yim or somebody, another Japanese wrestler. It could be a sweet match. They won't do it, and they'll probably send Kairi to the main roster and she'll get ruined like every other Japanese superstar has been. But we move on to match of the night. Oh my god, last woman standing, Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair. Holy crap, what a match. Just two of the best. I love Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch is my favorite women's wrestler on the roster. I give credit to Charlotte that she's very, very good in the ring. I just personally don't like her all that much. Some really insane spots, though. Becky took a back suplex onto a whole set of steel chairs. Charlotte took, I think, a suplex as well onto those same steel chairs. Charlotte hit a moonsault on Becky, who was on top of a table. Table didn't break, so then Charlotte hit a senton bomb that sent her through the table. That was a really sweet spot. Becky went to the top of a ladder and hit a leg drop on Charlotte through the announcer's table. Just so many sick spots. Becky buried Charlotte under the rolling chairs and steel chairs and bits of the table that broke. Charlotte still broke out. And there were a couple of moments where I'm like, okay, they're going to give this to Charlotte and this is going to keep going towards a TLC match in December because they use tables, ladders, and chairs. So yeah, Charlotte just starts beating on what's her name? Becky with kendo sticks and steel chairs. Laid her on a table outside the ring, went up to the top rope. Becky got up, freaking powerbomb from the top rope through the table. Just another wicked spot. The back of Charlotte's head snapped back when she hit the ground. Yeah, and that's what put her down. Such a good match. Becky wins. Thank God. Becky's heel work has been so good since she turned at SummerSlam. It's just been top-notch stuff, man. Just absolutely insane how good she's been. I guess her next opponent could probably be... It's probably going to be either Asuka or Naomi because there's no other faces on SmackDown. I guess if you count Lana, but they're not going to give Lana another chance at the title, I don't think. So yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see where that goes. And then the main event of the night was Ronda Rousey versus Nikki Bella. Personally, for me, this match should not have closed the show. Crowd was just exhausted from Becky and Charlotte. It happens all the time where a match goes on after a match that it should have been a reverse order. So yeah, like when Nikki came out, there was barely any reaction for her, booing or cheering. Same with Ronda. She got a bit more cheers than Nikki did, but not anywhere near like the pops that had been happening throughout the night. Match went about 15 minutes or so. Nikki controlled most of the match, which is kind of weird. It kind of makes Ronda look a little weak considering she's dominated people like Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax in the past. And Nikki Bella dominates like 85% of the match. I wasn't a fan of that. Yeah, Brie Bella botched again. They did a double Samoan drop spot, but Brie did not get herself in position in time. So Ronda was just kind of sitting there like waiting for her to get up on top of Nikki so they could do the spot. And she's just waiting and waiting and waiting. And then finally she got up there. End of the match was kind of wonky. I guess what happened was that I honestly don't really understand how the end of the match came, like the way it did. Basically, Nikki and Ronda went up to the top rope or whatever. I think Nikki was looking for some sort of superplex or something, and Ronda reversed it into the armbar. Nikki tapped out almost immediately, so Ronda wins. So now we get Ronda Rousey versus Nia Jax at the next pay-per-view, which I guess is Survivor Series, unless they're going to do Raw versus SmackDown Survivor Series, which they should do, but I don't think they're going to do it. So I heard rumors that like they only have like 2 weeks to build the whole show if they're going to do SmackDown versus Raw. And that Survivor Series is probably going to be garbage again this year just because they're not giving themselves enough time to build the show. But we'll see. Overall, Evolution was a very good show. A lot better than I expected it to be. That's nothing against the women wrestlers. I just didn't think that they would build many good matches. I knew that Becky versus Charlotte would be good, and I assumed that Toni Storm versus Io Shirai would be good, and Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler would be good. But honestly, there were no bad matches. Like, Nikki Bella versus Ronda Rousey was just like, whatever. Like, but there were no, like, actual bad matches that were just like, oh, like, I might not like the ending of Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler, but that was still a really solid match. Probably the second best match of the night behind Charlotte and Becky. It'll be interesting because they said they were supposed to bring out the women's tag team titles for this, and they didn't. So it'll be interesting how they incorporate those. It'll be interesting to see what they do with Toni Storm now that she's won, and same with Io Shirai. I'm curious to see who Becky has next. I assume it's going to be Asuka, but it's either going to be Asuka or Naomi. I can't see it being unless they call somebody up from NXT to fight her, which I don't know who they would call up. That would be too early of a call up. Maybe Nikki Cross, but I don't think they're going to make Nikki Cross a face. But Becky's not really a heel, so maybe they'll do tweener versus tweener. I don't know. But yeah. Yeah, great show. Definitely better than what Crown Jewel is going to produce, which I still can't believe they're going to do that show, but that's a whole another can of worms that I'm not going to be opening tonight. So yeah, if you like this video, leave a like, leave a comment, share, subscribe, all that junk. And I will see you guys in my next video, which will probably be for Survivor Series, unless I see a good movie before then, because I'm not watching Crown Jewel. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.